Imagine if you guys could have the power of a literal superhero in just about 5 minutes. Well, now you can. Let's head towards the basic setup so you guys can get this inside of your game. Alright, now for the setup, what I want you guys to do is go into this video's description, press the link and get a model. And if you did everything right, head towards your toolbox and inside of your inventory, press this LaserEyes thingy. Yes, we are going to be placing this inside the starter pack since it's a freaking tool. I'm going to be dragging these two folders inside of replicated storage and this script inside of the server script service. Now, if I'm going to hit play, I can guarantee that it works. But it also has some params that I'm going to modify. So the max distance, for example, just describes how far a player can shoot, and the damage, just how much damage it can do. So I'm going to be changing this to something like 100, and the LaserEye local, I'm going to be changing the update rate, which just tells the client how fast to shoot and send some messages to the server. Yeah. Oh, and you guys want to make sure that the max distance on the server and the max distance on the client matches, or else there are just going to be some visual bugs. And let me just change some of the freaking camera effects to zeros, and let's see if it works. Oh yeah, the camera shake actually does its thing, and as you can see, the player can shoot this very far away, and it works. That's great. Oh, and in case you're wondering, it works with both rigs. My god, what the hell is going on? This needs to stop real quick. Okay, just as I was saying, this actually works with any type of rigs. It works for the mobile or for the controller too. Oh, and the player cannot shoot backwards. Like, it can hit a pretty weird angle, like something like this, but it can never go behind its head fully. So I can do something like this and delete a bunch of noobs while I'm not looking. But what if you guys wanted to disable the blood? Because come on, I know for a fact you guys are making a family-friendly game, you know, with these LaserEyes. So you wanna head towards the VFX and deleting this SketchUp thing and the humanoid hit effect. Well, alright, let me just go ahead really quick and delete all this chunk of codes. There we have it. Alright, so what else can I do? Oh, I'm going to be teaching you how to add even more particle emitters. Now, the eyes templates are basically those two eyes. Actually, what interests us is the laser end. So what I'm gonna do is, I already have my particle emitter, which is this sparks particles part. My god, somebody do not take that out of context, please. And I'm going to be pasting this inside of this attachment, which is inside of the laser end. And if I'm going to hit play now, we are not going to be seeing blood, but instead we're going to be seeing a bunch of particles. Yeah, it kind of gives this isn't that boom feeling, you know. Oh, and in case you're wondering, if you guys want to just change the beam's texture, you just want to go right here. How does this code behave? Well, don't worry, we're going to be walking together to this very own code. And it's extremely easy to understand, just that back. So the client handles the visuals and some of the raycast calculations. For the visuals, I opted for a render step event that I'm disconnecting after the player is no longer holding his mouse, as you can see on the screen right now, which is pretty cool, right? Oh, and I'm placing it inside of a variable. Now, this variable basically stores the connection of the events. So if I'm going to be deleting this chunk right here, come on, alright, you are soon going to realize one thing. It doesn't stop shaking, even though I'm not holding my mouse or equipping the tool. How bad is that? Alright, as for the dirty updating, I want you to imagine your best friend that always calls you when something new happens, whether it's important or not. After a bunch of calls, you become more and more pissed off, until you decide to no longer care about what he says. Of course, servers don't behave like that, but the performance and RAM consumption spike drastically. So that's why we have this position threshold inside of our local script, so the client only sends events if the updates actually matter, or the position change far enough for it to be seen by the other clients. Take for example an idle laser that is in the same position for way too long. the server don't need to be notified because he already set that position for the other clients to see. Alright, so I feel like my commentary isn't really that necessary, so see you in the next one.